So, in an attempt to spread positive energy towards not getting Trump reelected, I wanted to share some polling results for Texas. I've been pretty obsessively monitoring them, although I know they're not always a great indicator as to who's going to win the election. So, again, I've been really closely monitoring swing states like the one I'm from, Wisconsin, but also Texas and Florida. Florida's kind of bounced around. Texas, but always with Trump leading. But Texas has been pretty consistently for like many days, has been 11.1 points ahead for Trump. I just checked this morning, and there is a significant close in that gap. So I'm going to put some screenshots up and show you guys. All right, so that's pretty hopeful, right? Imagine if that keeps trending in that direction. It's so exciting to think about. And if we flip Texas, holy cow, like it's over, guys. Hopefully Trump, that would send a signal to the Republican Party, like stop nominating this guy. He's a cancer to this country.
Okay, so we got the first presidential debate between Senile Joe and Donald Trump coming up tonight. And I just want to talk about a poll. I want to talk about something that's flying under the radar. Not only is this situation from a single poll, but it's been a trend over the last several years. Texas. I've been talking about Texas for months, how the Democrats have been flooding Texas with illegal immigrants. See, they bitch and cry when the illegal immigrants go to New York City, when they go to Chicago, places like that, because they want the illegal immigrants in the country. They just don't want them in their own backyards. They want the illegal immigrants in Texas. That's why Joe Biden was using federal power to try to stop Texas from blocking the illegal immigrants. Remember the situation with the buoys in the Rio Grande, with the barbed wire fences in Eagle Pass, how feds and Border Patrol were cutting barbed wire, letting illegals in, trying to stop the Texas Rangers, trying to stop the Texas National Guard from blocking the illegal immigrants. People were even saying Joe Biden needs to seize control of the Texas National Guard in order to stop them from blocking illegal immigrants. Why? Because Texas is the Republicans' biggest stronghold. It gives them the biggest numbers. Because to become president, you have to win 270 electoral votes, and Texas is by far the biggest state for the Republicans. California for the Democrats, Texas for the Republicans. So we're going to look at this Newsweek poll. Donald Trump hit by shock Texas poll. And here's the thing about Texas being the Republicans' biggest stronghold. This recurring trend I'm talking about is the fact that Texas is tight. Texas is barely a red state. It's really kind of purple at this point. California, New York, the two biggest Democrat states, full-blown Democrat. Republicans have no shot. Maybe Trump in New York, possibly, but that's a different video. But down there in Texas, it's tight. We're going to look at this poll here. They're talking about the shock poll, but like I said, this is a recurring trend. We saw glimpses of this when Ted Cruz was running for re-election against, what the hell is that idiot name? Always bitching about gun control in Texas. I don't even remember the fool's name. But we saw glimpses of that because, damn, Ted Cruz barely won. It was tight. We saw another glimpse of it. If you were watching the 2020 election live, the numbers were tight. They didn't come right out and say, oh, Texas goes to Donald Trump. It took a while because they were neck and neck for a long time. And then finally Trump beat them out. So Texas could be up for play. The Democrats have this strategy. If they can get enough illegal immigrants in there, have the illegal immigrants vote, have their anchor babies vote, the illegal immigrants are going to vote by far for Joe Biden or for the Democrats in the future. So let's get into this article here. Donald Trump has a lead of just 6 points over Joe Biden in a head-to-head presidential matchup between the pair in a traditional Republican stronghold of Texas, according to a new survey. Texas, we're talking about Texas, 6 points. The poll conducted by the University of Texas at Tyler gave Trump 46% of the vote and Biden 40% in a hypothetical presidential contest in which the rivals are the only candidates. A further 6% reply each of someone else and don't know, while 1% declined to answer the question. So this is neck and neck. This is damn near at the margin of error. These numbers indicate a swing state, a purple state. So this shock poll is saying that Texas is not a red state. Texas is up for grabs by the Democrats. Kind of like Georgia went in 2020, even though some funny business going on. I'm not going to get into that right now. But Georgia went to the Democrats, and a lot of people were completely shocked. And they didn't realize Columbus, Georgia, and Atlanta, Georgia, full-blown left-wing Democrats. And the population of Atlanta has been exploding. A lot of people have been moving there. A lot of Democrats have been moving there, even though there was still a lot of funny business. Notably, this suggests a closer result than the most recent analysis from polling aggregation website 538 published on Wednesday, which put Trump 7.1% ahead of Biden. That's still close, because if we look at California, Biden is going to be well ahead of Trump in that state. According to 538, Trump is at 43%, while Biden is sitting at 36%. A few weeks ago, Trump was up in Texas 11%, according to 538. As of this week, Trump is up about 7%. And this poll here, this new poll, is saying that it's down to 6%. So it looks like Biden is closing the gap in Texas. Trump and Biden became their respective parties' presumptive 2024 presidential candidates earlier this year, following a string of primary victories, likely setting up a rematch of the fiercely contested 2020 contest. The incumbent recently pulled slightly ahead nationally, with 538, which put Biden on 40.6% versus 40.5%, though the result could still see Trump win overall due to the electoral college system. So these national polls like that, when they take a national snap, which is what they're talking about, Biden leading nationally, and it's damn near even, 40.6 versus 40.5, doesn't really mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything at all. The presidential election is going to be won in these swing states: Nevada, Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, Arizona, maybe even Texas. So in order to get a real look at who's possibly in the lead, who's looking to win, you have to look at these swing states and count the numbers there. Because the Republicans can win the presidency even without winning the popular vote, which this poll they're talking about is a snapshot of the popular vote. The Republicans, they haven't won the popular vote in a while, actually. The University of Texas at Tyler surveyed 1,144 registered Texan voters between June 11th and June 20th. A subsample of 931 likely voters cut Trump's lead further to just 5 points in a Lone Star state, with the Republican firebrand having 48% of the vote against 43% for Biden. However, Trump's performance with registered voters in Texas improved once independent candidate RFK Jr., the Libertarian Party's weirdo Chase Oliver, and Green Party nominee Jill Stein were included. So this is really a more realistic view, because it's not going to just be Trump and Biden on the ballot. You're going to have multiple people. You're going to have RFK, you're going to have Chase Oliver, and of course you're going to have Jill Stein. All of them are going to be on the poll. So what are we looking at in Texas? In this scenario, Trump led by 46% against 38% for Biden, 12% for Kennedy, 3% for Oliver. Who the hell voting for that weirdo? And 1% for Stein. That's still tight. That is tight, man. And I can see why Trump them are kind of concerned about this. But like I said, this has been a long-term recurring trend because of two major factors. And we're about to get into that. The poll found that Biden led Trump with Black and Latino voters by 27 and 2 points respectively, while the Republican had a 17-point lead with white voters. Now, they're talking about 2% Latino voters. I don't know about that. Now, let's get into what the hell is going on. Why is Texas so tight? When all of these people think Texas is some Republican stronghold, why is Texas so tight? Let's look at political 2020. So Trump won in 2020. Now, look at this right here. This is going to show you why it's so tight. Democrats hold the major cities. All the major cities are full-blown Democrat. Now, that's coming across the entire country. I think every major city in the country is Democrat. San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Houston, El Paso. Here's the thing about Austin. Austin is filled with Californians. California to Texas, the top state-to-state move in the U.S. So they're talking about the numbers here. 102,000 Californians moved to Texas in 2022. But also, a lot of Texans moved to California. So the net is 60,000. So tens of thousands of Californians with their left-wing ideology voting for people like Gavin Newsom All of these people who love Democrat policies, vote blue no matter who, move to Texas. Did they change the way they think? Hell no. They moved to Texas because California is a criminal hellhole with outrageous cost of living. So they moved to Texas for greener pastures, but they still vote blue because they don't understand their votes, the people they put in charge of California, are the reason why California is a hellhole. So they go to Texas and vote for idiots who are going to turn Texas into a hellhole. So a lot of Californians, tens of thousands of Californians, also in the article, it revealed that tens of thousands of New Yorkers moved to Texas too. So Texas is being hit from multiple fronts. We have a lot of everyday Americans from New York, from the left coast, moving to Texas, voting blue in Texas. Then let's look down here. What's going on down here? If you look at the demographics here, these are all Latino areas right here on the border with Mexico, filled with Latinos, and the population of these Latinos is exploding exponentially because a lot of these people are just illegal immigrants. They'll just get right across the border and settle down right there. And this is exactly what the Democrats want. Come in and settle in some little border town in southern Texas. You don't have to go to the big cities. Just go somewhere in Texas, some little small area, and make sure you vote Democrat. Make sure you vote for the Democrats who are going to give you welfare and freebies and all that. Stay away from places like New York, Chicago. They don't want you there. They just want you in Texas voting for the Democrats. And the numbers in 2020, even though Trump won this state, you'll see most of these counties, most of these Latino counties went to Biden because Biden won the Latino vote by 19 points. I think it was 59 to 40, something like that. Won the Latino vote. So all of these Democrats from New York, California, plus the illegals coming in voting, and all of a sudden Texas is in play. Look at this. Like I said, a recurring trend, 52 to 46 and a half. I mean, damn, that was purple state numbers. Trump barely won then. So Texas, if the trend continues, Texas will be a purple state. You're going to have to admit that Texas is a swing state because of the ridiculousness that's going on. That's why I think Greg Abbott and them are doing the right thing by getting these illegal immigrants the hell out of there, blocking them, telling Biden they don't give a shit about them federal laws, trying to cut the barbed wire, let illegals in, and also shipping the illegals to Democrat strongholds. Get them the hell out of Texas because people ain't stupid. We see what you're doing. They did that to Arizona also. Arizona went to Biden mainly because Phoenix is exploding in its Latino population due to a lot of migration going on, mainly illegal immigrants coming in to Arizona, settling down over there, and then voting Democrat. So that's the Democrats' long-term play. And if the Democrats could ever take Texas, the Republicans are cooked. Cooked. So that's the story. Texas, in the long run, looks like it's going to be in play unless something drastic can slow down this trend because they're being hit by multiple fronts. We did have a lot of techies who moved to Austin from California. A lot of them have moved out because a lot of big tech companies are being taxed to death in California. So they go down to Texas, which is way more business friendly. And a lot of these California techies, they just follow the business. They go down to Texas and, of course, vote Democrat. Long term, over the next couple of election cycles, 2028, 2032, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the trend will continue. Maybe if Trump can win this one and Texas can keep doing what it's doing with Trump supporting it, not like Biden is actively fighting against Texas. If Trump and Texas can work together, they could probably drastically slow down illegal immigrants and probably catch a lot of them that are already in Texas and get them the hell out of there. I think that needs to be done because if not, the trend will continue and people in New York, people in California, they're going to see the cost of living plus the laws plus the crime. Everything is much better in Texas and they're going to go down there, but they're going to vote blue. So something has to be done because it's way too tight. 5 points, 6 points, 7 points, whatever. That's too tight. So let me know what you guys think about this situation. Do you think in the next couple of election cycles, Texas will be purple? Will a Democrat win Texas in 2028, 2032? Leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.